Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here. Time for another Patreon-sponsored blind reaction. And this one comes to you courtesy of JC107, who has requested that I react to the history of the Amazing World of Gumball, A Brief History by Footofaferret. So yeah, Gumball history. This could be interesting. I don't really know too much about the history of Gumball. I love the show, Amazing World of Gumball. It was a lot of fun to watch that, but I don't know too much about how it came to be. So definitely might learn something here. And I'm eager to do so. So let's go ahead and get this started. Here we go. Footofaferret. Pretty fun channel name.
Welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, The Amazing World of Gumball. Ready, set, go. London, England in the early 2000s.
Gotta love the white stripes.
Lifelong cartoon lover and aspiring
and I guess that's about as early 2000s as you can get.
And begins to take his artistic talents into the world of commercials, joining up with the British animation company Studio AKA. While there, Bouclé worked on a couple of projects, co-writing and co-directing the 2003 short film Hell's Kitchen and designing the 2006 Estonian short The Little Short-Sighted Snake. But aside from these shorts, Bouclé was designing tons of different cartoon characters to sell to advertisers. Unfortunately, Bouclé's characters were rejected pretty often, and after a couple of years,
Molly knows all about the rejection.
Bouclé decided that it was time to leave Studio AKA. And coincidentally, around this same time, animation titan Cartoon Network was just launching a new studio based in London, Cartoon Network Studios Europe. And at the recommendation of one of his Studio AKA co-workers, Bouclé decided to apply for a job at this new studio, which he totally got. Being hired by CN Europe as a development artist, helping others within the studio pitch their shows to the network. But naturally, helping other people pitch their shows will get you thinking about show ideas of your own. And eventually, Bouclé was given the opportunity to make a pitch himself. Now, remember how I said Bouclé had a ton of rejected characters left over from his commercial days? Well, for this pitch, Bouclé decided to go green, I guess, and recycle nearly every one of them into a single new cartoon idea.
That explains all the different styles.
His pitch to Cartoon Network was all about a remedial school for rejected cartoon
that looks
characters.
Weird. That looks really weird.
It was going to be about all of Bouclé's failed cartoon pitches learning how to be proper cartoon characters. So you had a ton of totally unrelated characters, all created for different projects and purposes, coming together under one concept. Needless to say, this gave Bouclé's pitch a pretty distinct look and feel that the producers at Cartoon Network were very much interested in. But unfortunately, the actual concept of the show didn't really fit with what CN was looking for at that time. But no worries, Bouclé quickly retooled the concept, making it more of a family sitcom than an introspective look into personified versions of his past failures, and CN gave it the go-ahead to enter development. And thus, Bouclé's show entered a decently lengthy 8-month-long development period. Like I said, his original concept was basically scrapped, and he now had to expand upon his new concept and develop new stories. Plus, looking at even the earliest development footage of the show, it was pretty visually
Gumball just looks so weird.
But despite the show's lofty goals, Bouclé's series,
even though it's not that different,
Gumball was eventually approved for full production, becoming the very first Cartoon Network Studios Europe series to be greenlit for TV. Fast forward to May 3rd, 2011, and Bouclé's series, now known as The Amazing World of Gumball, was officially premiered on Cartoon Network. This series followed the lives of the Watterson family, Richard, Nicole, Anais, Darwin, and of course Gumball, and their adventures in the town of Elmore. And with basically every character being a different rejected design from Bouclé's Studio AKA days, the show naturally had a pretty unique art style, in that it didn't really have a singular art style. Half of the characters were traditionally 2D animated, while the other half were 3D CGI, and some were even live action or puppets. Meanwhile, the show's environments were photorealistic, giving the whole series a surreal Who Framed Roger Rabbit look to it. Let me put it like this. Do you remember those bumpers that Cartoon Network used to play back in like 2004?
I love the albums
Andy, Ed Nettie,
we're bringing out.
Hi Puffy Ami Yumi all lived on the same CGI city block, and like across the street and stuff. Yeah, Gumball was basically that,
that's
the
a
show.
good comparison
even
point.
For season 1, Gumball already stood out amongst other cartoons on the network, and not just for its art. At its core, the show was primarily a school and family-oriented comedy, but the nature of the show's off-the-wall universe could make even the most stereotypical sitcom storyline fresh and exciting. Like getting your sister's favorite doll back from a bully who also happens to be a T-Rex.
Yeah.
So between the show's unorthodox premise, relatively unknown creator, and animation that required the efforts of like 4 different studios, it's safe to say that the Amazing World of Gumball was kind of a risk for Cartoon Network. And yet, they had full confidence in the show's potential, renewing the series for a second season before
when you got something good, sometimes you know it.
Even premiered. And in the end, it all more than paid off, for the Amazing World of Gumball was a pretty immediate success, receiving critical praise and ratings in the millions. But things were only just getting started. Today, the Amazing World of Gumball is in the middle of its 6th season, and while the show has remained unchanged at its core, over the show's 7-year run, it has gone through its fair share of evolutions. The art and character design has been tweaked, Gumball and Darwin's voices have changed a couple of times, shout out to Junkie Janker, and most interestingly, the show has become far more self-aware. Gumball's stories have gone from being about fitting in, growing up, and getting lost in the woods, to being about the Wattersons fighting their Chinese knockoffs. Gumball and Darwin slowly realizing that they're actually living in a TV show and messing with the freaking fabric of reality. It's like meta to the point of being existential. Not to mention, the show can actually get pretty dark. Case in point, the season 5 episode The Puppets, which was co-written and directed by Becky Sloan and Joseph Helling, the creators of Don't Hug Me. And
when you bring them in, that's what you're gonna get. Gonna get dark.
So, over the last several years, the Amazing World of Gumball has built up quite the positive reputation. But all that said, the show's future has proven to be sort of uncertain. On September 7th, 2016, Ben Bouclé took to Twitter to announce that the Amazing World of Gumball would soon be coming to an end, with Season 6 being its last. However, not even an hour later, he clarified that he would be leaving the show at the end of Season 6, but that it's, quote, not necessarily the end of the Amazing World of Gumball,
there's still some hope,
implying that the show would be continuing without him. But then, very recently, on March 27th, 2018, Bouclé returned to his Twitter saying that he had an idea for a Gumball movie, maybe even 2. Of course, a single tweet from Ben Bouclé doesn't mean that the Amazing World of Gumball cinematic universe will be launching into theaters this holiday season. But all in all, it seems like Gumball's future beyond its current season is pretty hard to predict. But even if the show ended today, that wouldn't change the impact that Gumball has had over the last 7 years. Before the series premiered, Cartoon Network was attempting to transition out of a really odd point in its history. After years of things like Destroy, Build, Destroy, and Out of Jimmy's Head, which were the exact opposite of what the channel was known for, Cartoon Network was suddenly giving us the likes of Adventure Time, Regular Show, and The Amazing World of Gumball. Shows
Three
like
wonderful
these
series.
not only brought animation back to the forefront of Cartoon Network, but they were also unlike any cartoons we had seen before. Like, seriously, what other show can you think of that looks and feels like Gumball? I mean, it might not be as popular or iconic as Adventure Time or Steven Universe, but between its unparalleled art and animation, relatable cast of characters, and humor far ahead of its time, The Amazing World of Gumball very much holds its own against the competition and has more than carved out its own place in Cartoon Network history. Can you tell I like this show? 'Cause I really do. But you know what bugs me? This scene. Just look at Richard trying to shave. Do you see the struggle he's going through? It drives me crazy. If only he realized that it could all be so much easier with today's sponsor, Dollar Shave Club.
Wow.
The Jerry Seinfeld. What's going on? What's the deal with this Dollar Shave Club? Well, we all know about
So is the
Dollar
rest of
Shave
this video
Club
going to be
by
an
now,
ad?
right? I mean, sure, they ship awesome razors right to your door once a month, but they're so much more than that.
Probably not a sponsor I'm ever going to have,
you can see
by the
what
way.
all Dollar Shave Club has to offer by going to dollarshaveclub.com/ABH, signing up to join, and picking up the Dollar Shave Club starter kit for just $5. This set comes with a little bit of everything, including their famous shave butter, body wash, One Wipe Charlie's butt wipes, and of course, their weighty executive razor and a whole set of extra cartridges. And after you've received your first box, replacement cartridges only cost a few bucks a month. Seriously guys, despite what Matt Pat likes to say, I do have to shave.
For whatever reason, all the guys on the team have these little tufts of hair on their chin. Except for Ryder, but that's because he's like, what, 12? Prepubescent.
That's rude.
And for real, I don't know the first thing about going out and shopping for grooming products in the real world. I'm a video editor. I stay indoors and let that face fuzz grow. So when I do need to shave, Dollar Shave Club just makes things so much easier. And if all of that sounds interesting to you, then just head down to that top link in the description and sign up. Not only will you be getting a great set of grooming products for an affordable price, but you'll also be helping support a brief history, which is always greatly appreciated. Dollar Shave Club is known to support so many of your favorite YouTube creators, and I have always thought that was awesome of them. So I'm very grateful that they would sponsor this episode of A Brief History, and I would love for you guys to go and check out what they have to offer. So major thanks to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this video, major thanks to you for watching and supporting the show, and until next time guys, thanks for watching, and DFTBA.
Alright, well that was pretty good. I mean, not so much the the razor ad at the end, but gotta have sponsors. But yeah, nice little rundown of Gumball, I'd say. I definitely definitely enjoyed learning a bit more about it. It kind of makes sense that that's the genesis of the show, that it came from just all these leftover characters. That's very fitting for the whole idea of Gumball. And yeah, that's pretty neat. And what else do I have to say about this? Not a whole lot, but it was presented really well. I think he did a good job going through it, and going through it, as he said, as the point is, a brief history. So it was brief. He went through it really quickly, and but in a decent amount of detail, and he got the point across. It's kind of a shame that we're done with Gumball, though. I mean, maybe there's more. They did some, like, did they do, like, some sort of recap shorts back in December? There is still some interest from Cartoon Network in keeping the show going in some fashion. We can only hope, because, I mean, it is a lot of fun. And we did leave off on such a kind of sudden note that I would like there to be something else beyond that, but I guess time will tell there. But yeah, very interesting video. Definitely learned a bit about Gumball, and definitely enjoyed. Anyway, hope you liked the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.